Hey guys, back here. Let's go for a walk. I need to talk. I've been fairly quiet recently, as you know, as I haven't been making videos. I have made a couple and didn't post them, and not for any reason, just literally absolutely forgot. And once a video becomes old, I usually don't revisit it, because I find I want to just stay relevant with what I'm saying. But I've been doing some really full-on contemplating, guys. That's why I've been quiet. Lots of reflecting to the inner person that we are, and really seeking the truth and confirmation. Seeking the confirmation from Father of what is really true. And to figure out what is true, we have a few tools that we can do that to help us. We don't just have to go on blind faith anymore, okay? Which a lot of the Bible was completely blind faith. Now I look at the way that religion was structured, the mainline Christianity, the way it was structured. It's very atypical, very... Okay, so we've, on our journey, a lot of us have discovered there's nothing adds up, okay? And we need to question where we are in the picture of life, the universe, and us, because it is important. We are here, and we were given brains and mouths and minds to communicate. You know, the brain is no good without the mind in that way. So our spirit man needs to be nourished. And I believe the only way some of these things will drop into people's spirit is because the Spirit of the Father himself, the Holy Spirit, has to reveal it to somebody. I was watching Toad House 7 this morning, and he said, like, how far he's come from being a naysayer, just saying, nah. This is... So what everything he's talking about now is everything he rejected, and now with different eyes, or having to be shown more evidence. Some people just need a little bit more evidence to understand what's happening. And so it is important to know what time we're in. And a lot of people say it doesn't matter about this globe versus flat. It doesn't matter about if Jesus has been or not. Well, the actual serious truth of it is that both of those things do matter, and that's not my opinion. We are just spitballing here, but this is truth. You can't get past what's, in front of you. If you have tangible things in front of you telling you that something is this way when you've been told your whole world that it was that way, you really need to question this stuff. And I really want to get together with a few others, because I have a lot to offer. I have a lot of research. I've done a lot of photos, a lot of Google Earth. I don't just sit around doing nothing. On the contrary, I am very, very active all the time in searching out what is going on here. All right? That is, if I'm not doing something physical like housework or doing this, keeping fit with the dog, I am onto this. I am not letting it go, because this is bigger than flat Earth. The millennial reign is bigger than flat Earth. And I know you think nothing could be bigger than flat Earth. Well, I didn't at the time either. No way. Now, let me introduce myself to you new people. I actually am not a flat earther at all. I believe in biblical cosmology. I believe in an enclosed system. And so some of the flat earth ideas and the models they have, I don't agree with. I don't. I read it in the Bible, how he told me it is. And he also told me and the rest of the world, that nobody would figure out the depth, the breadth, the height, the everything about this place. He told us if we did, it's over, okay? So you've got to think, we know NASA's lying to us straight away, no matter what. There is no doubt, because we don't know everything about this place. We haven't seen anything, but believe me, they don't either, okay? So it is very important to be on the path of truth instead of saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a flat, if it's a pancake, if we're on a turtleback. It does matter. It really does to your life, because of things that they are going to pull out of the box here. This script is not over by far. And they've got some real doozies up their sleeve of what they're going to pull on humanity. And depending on what your foundations are, is how you're going to react and deal with this stuff. And believe me, you can think you're as solid as a rock on something until you put through the fire. It's like training for, you could do a simulation training of flying a plane for 6 months. But that first day you get in that plane and do it for real, it's a different story. And this is what we have to really understand. We've got to stop thinking that, we'll just deal with it when the time comes. We need to prepare ourselves now for the scenarios that they are going to play on us. This is what smart thinking people do. We're not just going to sit back and go, whatever happens, happens. We need to have a strategy. We need to be a little bit prepared spiritually for this. And that's why enclosed biblical cosmology matters. And that is why it matters what time frame we're in. It matters if we're in the short season or if Jesus is about to return for the second time. Even though he told them all back then he was coming for them. Jazzy, come off the path. So we have a lot to discuss. I have a lot of people, a few people in particular. I really want to sit down and we need to nut some things out. Because guys, none of us have got this right. We need to speak to each other to get this right. This is how we're going to do it. We have to hash it out. And there is a lot, I believe that because of all our brothers and sisters, there's a lot of gaps have been filled in and a lot of tricky questions. We believe we can see the answers for them. Now, if I was the only person in the world saying that, I would say, yeah, don't listen to me, like, boy, I'm crazyville because I believe something totally different to everyone else. No, there are a lot of people on the scent of this, guys. Okay, now I've been on the scent of this since 2019. It's not something new for me, so I actually can talk about this. I'm not one that's jumped on the bandwagon at the last minute. I was used to tell my channel partner about this, and he used to say, hey, I'll stick with the war stuff. You can do that millennial reign Tartarian stuff. We're talking 4.5 years ago. So a lot of people are just getting onto this now, and there is a lot to consider and factor in, which I'm not going to do right now because I have to get going. This was a really brief, short one to say I'm back because I can speak a lot better. I had laryngitis really severely, and so that's why I haven't been doing anything, because I just couldn't talk. I sounded really weird, and I still do to myself, so apologise. It is me. It is back. I'm still here in Australia. And I'm loving it because these whole puzzle pieces have taken all the fear away, guys. I can't tell you how happy I am to know the information I know, but not just to know it, to actually believe it, that the Father has put it into my spirit. For this to be even more than believing, it's a knowing. It's just a knowing, and the peace that passes all understanding. It's something else. And once you get it, Father isn't the author of confusion, Satan is. And I remember always thinking about the spinning ball, curved water, earth, and freaking out, always as a kid, as an adult, anytime. And that was just so much confusion. And what's happened since learning for the last 4-5 years about this timeline that we're in, it's given me so much peace. So if I can just pass on anything, is that you need to look into this. You need to look into what Jesus actually told his disciples, that he was coming back. Some of them would be alive. He even knew some wouldn't be. He wasn't talking to people 1,000 years, or if you want to believe the 2,000-year timeline, which I don't, he wasn't speaking to people 2,000 years in the future. He wasn't speaking to people. He was speaking to people in that generation who would still be alive. So it's very bold language he used. I believe he spoke very openly and very plainly about the timing, and everybody needs to go and revisit those scriptures with a fresh mind, without the mind control hat on. You need to take off those plugs and that's, you know, the cap with all the plugs in it, and they use mind control. Imagine that. You just need to rip that off, and you need to look at things with a fresh mind. And you start reading the Bible, you can see it's just not what they led us to believe. And it's sad. And put your pride away. It does not hurt to admit we've all been totally lied to. We've all been raped in the soul. It's disgusting what they've done. But our exposing it is how we be free, and clinging to our hope that yes, we will see their faces. This is Beck. I have to go. I hope you have an awesome day. Father loves us. Jesus is our King. He is our judge. Pray that you are worthy to enter into the gates of the new Jerusalem, not a worldly one. I'm out.